A Wiley man arrested for his involvement in the Capitol violence got on law enforcement's radar after a tip from his own son. Guy Reffitt's son, a teenager, says his dad threatened him and their family to try to stop them from turning him in. Fox 4's David Santandri spoke with Reffitt's son today. David?
Yeah, Blake, Guy Reffitt's 18-year-old son says his father drove to Washington, D.C. with a friend. He says his father is part of a far-right militia group and that his views, like many others across the country, have radicalized.
I got in contact with the FBI after the Capitol riots about my dad.
18-year-old Jackson Reffitt of Wiley says he called the FBI to give warning of his father, Guy Reffitt, who is now charged for his alleged role in the insurrection at the Capitol building.
It was my moral compass, kind of, to do what I thought would protect not only my family, but my dad himself. And it wasn't just because I think my dad is aggressive. I think what he's been manipulated into thinking is aggressive.
The 48-year-old is wearing a blue jacket over what appears to be a black padded or tactical style vest and has a black helmet on his head with what appears to be a GoPro style camera attached while at the Capitol, according to photos in an arrest affidavit. Jackson recalls learning his father was there.
I think it was Fox playing, and it was just a live screening of the riots at the Capitol and them rushing in. And my mom said, "Your dad is there."
Investigators say images show the father of three appearing to flush his eyes with water after being hit with a chemical irritant, either by Capitol Police or others in the crowd, while he was at or past the police line. Investigators say he's part of a far-right militia group known as the 3%er organization.
He already figured that the FBI was watching him.
The FBI executed a search warrant on January 16th and later interviewed Jackson, who, according to the affidavit, told the FBI his father previously said, "If you turn me in, you're a traitor, and you know what happens to traitors? Traitors get shot."
If you were to write down that quote and give it to anyone ever, it would never be okay. But he said, "Choose a side," is mainly the quote I use from him to express my views on it, is just choose a side and choose a side or die.
Did you take that as a threat?
I took it as a threat, but I never thought he would act upon it.
Reffitt's wife told investigators he is super passionate and sometimes says things he doesn't mean. One of their daughters told investigators she did not feel he was a threat to the family. As far as the arrest goes, Jackson says he wanted to prevent a confrontation.
The police could have come in at any time, at a bad time, regardless of the situation, and my dad could have opened fire.
The FBI was already monitoring his father, but he has no regrets about calling for help.
Have you had a chance to speak to him since his arrest?
No, but I wish I could.
What would you say to him?
I would say I'm sorry, because I don't feel like I put him in this situation, but I still feel guilty.
But would you do it again?
Yes, I would do it again.
According to this arrest affidavit, FBI investigators located 2 firearms during the execution of that search warrant, including a Smith & Wesson pistol. Now, Reffitt admitted to being at the Capitol and says he had the pistol with him, but disassembled it to comply with the law in Washington, D.C. He's charged with obstruction of justice and knowingly entering or remaining in any restricted building or grounds without lawful authority.